When poor people can access and use formal financial services, they have a much better chance of moving out of poverty and staying out. Access and use of financial services tailored to people's needs enables households, communities, and nations to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals. But half of the 600 million people in the ASEAN region are unbanked, many of whom live in rural areas. This means limited ability to use affordable and clean energy. Over 65 million people in the region lack access to electricity, with 250 million reliant on unsafe cooking fuels. Limited income generation opportunities, unemployment and underemployment. ASEAN has over 18 million migrants who have left the region for work. 4.3 million people in the region, mostly women, receive remittances through informal channels. A majority of the workforce rely on micro, small or medium-sized enterprises. But 57% of these businesses see access to finance as an obstacle in their growth. Each of these issues disproportionately affect vulnerable groups, specifically women, where economic and cultural barriers limit their access to services. The UNCDF SHIFT Challenge Fund facility uses the latest data and evidence to support innovative business models that serve low-income consumers, micro-entrepreneurs, and small and medium businesses. We do this by collecting commercial business model ideas from the private sector, having an independent and neutral selection process to fund innovative business models, ensuring co-funding of selected business models with the private sector, setting out a clear pathway through milestone-based payments, ensuring quality assurance of all investments and measuring the impact towards achieving the Sustainable Development Goals. Since 2015, we have received 162 applications on issues related to energy financing, women's financial inclusion, and remittances for financial inclusion. Of these applications, we have selected 16 innovative business models from private sector partners across the institutional spectrum. We have 2 investments at the startup level, 7 investments in early-stage businesses, and another 7 investments in growth-stage businesses. Of these investments, 4 have yet to be contracted and start implementation. We have also had to discontinue 4 partnerships due to the intended impact of these business models being uncertain or too delayed. We have supported models across the stages of investment. At the idea stage, we invested in mobile app for crowdsourced tasking to earn credit and access services like health insurance, and financial literacy using digital gamification. At the prototype stage, we invested in improved clean cooking stoves with supply chain-based financing solutions, solar home systems with a lease-only pay-as-you-go financing model, mobile wallets for business-to-business and customer-to-business payments, tailored micro, small, medium enterprise loan products using digital financial diary analytics, and microfinance institution as international delivery channel for remittance services. At the market rollout stage, we invested in solar home system and clean cook stoves with a lease-to-own pay-as-you-go financing model, domestic remittance services linked to savings account for factory workers, mobile money distributed with women agent networks, international remittance network for emerging markets, and international remittances using mobile wallet-to-wallet transactions. At the scale-up stage, we invested in mobile wallets distributed with women agent networks. Each of these business models target a range of consumers, involved a variety of partners across the value chain, and rely on multiple channels of distribution. As a result of our investments, 1.8 million people have gained access to financial services, with over 500,000 using those services to improve their lives. In addition, these investments have introduced a new way of doing business in these markets. For example, UNCDF SHIFT introduced pay-as-you-go financing models for energy access in the region. We also co-financed the first banking-linked mobile wallet in Vietnam. Our Solar Solutions investment recipient has become a market leader in Myanmar. These investments are improving access to services that people rely on and demonstrate the value of these business models to enable sustainable development. So what have we learned? First, it is important to recognise the levels of risk at different stages of the investment. Contractual partnerships should be staged to ensure quick wins and learnings. Second, establishing and maintaining partnerships are critical. It is important to have concrete evidence of having screened the market and identified options for partners. Third, it is important to understand market contexts and the role of policy in enabling environments. A subsidy or interest rate cap in the market can limit the ability of an investment to compete. Fourth, it is imperative to resource customer behaviour change. Marketing, outreach, and behaviour change are necessary ingredients in improving access and usage of services. Taking these lessons on board with current and new investments will allow for more effective strategies in improving access to basic services for low-income homes. In total, UNCDF SHIFT has raised $9.4 million for 16 investments. That includes $2.4 million from UNCDF SHIFT's own funds, another $5.2 million from our respective private sector grantees, and $1.8 million from additional donors and regulatory funders. For every dollar we invest, the private sector invests $2. With over 1.8 million people already reached, UNCDF SHIFT spends only $1.3 to bring an unbanked customer into the formal financial system. That is an incredible value for money proposition. Want to learn more about UNCDF SHIFT? Visit us at www.uncdf.org/shift or follow us on Twitter at UNCDF SHIFT.